Right, look, guys, Rich Geeks and today we're talking about the Daryl Dixon, The Book of Carol. First time watching, reacting. Season 2 with Daryl, just finished watching. Yeah, let's go. Admittedly, it's been so long since I watched series 1 of Daryl, because I was like, should I recap series 1 and then go into series 2? And I was like, no, let's be honest. It's just Daryl helping this kid survive, basically. He's the chosen one. This kid seems to be in a different country. That's it. That's the gist. I'm good. And then I went into series 2, and and before I went into so I watched series 1 of Daryl, then I watched World Beyond, Fear of Walking Dead series 1 to 8, and I've watched Dead City and The Ones Who Lived, and this one, of course. So it's been so long since I've watched series 2. When there was characters that we already knew, I was like, who are they? I've forgotten who these characters were. Not because they're bad characters, because I do remember really enjoying series 1, and I suspectively feel that I enjoy series 1 better than this series. But this series is way better than Will Beyond and Fear of the Walking Dead. So, yeah, I think this is definitely not the weakest show we've had. And I think just because it's not as good as Series 1, I still think this is a strong series and I really enjoy it. I do admittedly not know any of the characters' names, but I enjoyed the series and I'll get onto that and why. But I just wanted to say, it's been so long since I watched Series 1. My bad. But yeah. Also, the ones I mentioned, I'll still be reviewing. So I don't know when I'm releasing this. I've already released Series 1 on YouTube. So I think I might release this first because I don't feel like I should release all of Fear of the Walking Dead and release Daryl. So I want to do this before Fear of the Walking Dead because I've watched that for the first time and reviewed that. So wherever this video ends up, stay tuned for more Walking Dead content because there will be more. It's just mixing around timeline wise when I've watched it and reviewed it. Anyway, let's get on to the review. So, admittedly, don't know the characters' names, but I do know Daryl and Carol, obviously. So, I have a problem with this series. Series 2 has a problem, and that problem is basically Daryl is kind of sidelined in his own show at the very beginning. He has a couple scenes here and there for episode 1 and 2, but Carol gets the forefront. Admittedly, she is in the subtext, but the show's called Daryl Dixon, not Carol. Carol. I don't know Carol's second name. But yeah, so there is that. I feel like, yes, having her in the subtext, she is the second main character from this show. However, at first I was like, is this going to be all about Carol, this whole series? Because obviously series episode 1 and 2 is very heavy Carol. And Daryl's sidelined and getting a few scenes here and there, but not much. Episode 3 is where Daryl really comes to the forefront. And then it's quite nicely between 6 episodes. Episode 4, they finally meet each other. And then you've got 4, 5, and 6, 3 episodes of togetherness. So it's quite nice having Carol and Daryl together. But admittedly, 1 and 2 is very much Carol heavy. And I just was like, are we just going to have Carol for the whole series? Is Daryl getting sidelined? That was my worry going into this. But yeah, Carol does get into a few scrapes. So obviously it starts off with her crashing and this guy helping her. She also was in danger and captured at one point, had to get away from that. And obviously this guy who has a plane, stuff go down, she messes up, but they kind of work together, get this plane. She lies and says she's looking for her daughter when she's looking for Daryl. That manipulation does cause problems later on, and rightfully so. She did just lie about that. But yeah, anyway, they get captured by some crazy people that want the pilot of the plane. They want his, spunk, want babies. And this other woman wants to kill Carol, and it's a whole crazy thing. And then they have to get back on the plane and go forth. She convinced him to stay on the plane because of her lies and whatever. And maybe he wouldn't survive if she went with Carol, to be fair. He's not been out in the wild, let's just say. And then Carol gets captured, a few things happen. She gets information about Carol. She then pretends she's going to kill Daryl because she's captured with people that want to kill Daryl. So she comes in with them until she can break out and get to Daryl. That's kind of Carol's story between the 2 episodes. I enjoyed what we got. I thought it was interesting. But there was too much Carol. I was like, where's Daryl? What is happening? This is the Daryl Dixon show. Obviously they needed to tell that story. I think the story was interesting, but there was too many captures. There was too many moments where she was constantly getting captured, but it was nice to visit France. Carol's scenes impact. We got to see the streets of France. We got to see certain characters that we probably wouldn't have seen before in The Walking Dead, and it was nice. And we also got a backstory of this evil woman, of course, that when it all went down and she captured the Mona Lisa, and it was a crazy little scene. Of course, Daryl is trying to protect this kid in episode 3. That was all cool. I really enjoyed that. It was probably my favourite episode from this series, to be fair. I really enjoyed it, but it also led to a downfall. Yet again, I don't know the characters' names from the woman from series 1. Daryl's French girlfriend, as I like to call her. She gets killed. Yes. But she does get to meet Carol, because Carol's like, oh, I'm helping. And as she's running away and helping, trying to get to Daryl, she meets this woman, and it turns out to be Daryl's French girlfriend. She's helping her. They bump into Daryl. She's like, oh, yes, Daryl. Whoa. Oh, yes, your girlfriend's kind of injured. Get Daryl to her, get the last goodbyes, and she's done. We followed her for a whole series in series 1. God damn it. And now she's dead. Damn it. But she was really cool in helping Daryl trying to protect this kid in episode 3. And the whole fight scenes there. And the bad guy's literally dragging this kid because he's the prophecy and whatever. Trying to get him bit by someone that he knew that died. And she was a zombie. And it was kind of dark and interesting. This whole still gimmick of this kid is this religion of this kid is the savior and everything. Once he gets bit, he will not be infected, and it will do things, and everyone will be saved. Is the hope and the dream. This kid is the prophecy. He's just a normal bloody kid, but he gets stuck up with that. And Daryl obviously killing the zombie that's about to bite him. The bad guys are not happy, and it brings problems to Daryl. I did like that a lot. Of course, when the kids escaped, and then eventually with some good guys, Daryl and Carol, after Daryl's girlfriend is dead, they kind of go off and they get into a few scrapes and obviously meet this old couple. The guy snitches on her, the woman helps them out, the woman gets killed. The guy is just devastated with what his guilt of snitching on them, basically saying, yes, I've got Daryl and Carol here, you want to do it? Come back with your men, and they do. They come back, they kill his wife, and of course, Daryl and Carol escape. It was a nice little scene, I thought, between the old people and stuff. I thought that was a nice little breather as well, and them trying to, because Daryl and Carol were not getting along. It wasn't the oh yeah happy things. They had some issues, and Daryl kind of wanted to kind of stay in France, maybe, in a way, and Carol was not surprised of where Daryl's mindset was. Obviously they meet things up. They meet the guy in the plane, and there's a whole thing with the bad guys now. The bad guys want the plane, and they've convinced the kid that the kid wanted to stay in France, has now decided to come with Daryl. Daryl's convinced that. And our remaining surviving characters, because all of our main characters at this point from series 1 and series 2 are kind of dead. The remainder ones go to England, and after they help the plane scene, they get the kid off, and he goes to America. He's going to where we know where our main characters are, and that's quite nice. There's some mentions of Rick, there's some mentions of Judith in this series, and there's some mentions of Ezekiel and stuff like that, and that's cool, that's nice. And of course, Carol is dealing with traumatic stress of literally Sophia losing her daughter again. It's bringing it all back. Also references to Henry as well. And that's interesting. We had to go down that. We had some ghost vision scenes with Carol losing her Sophia, and we have a ghost scene. We also have Daryl seeing his French girlfriend. The winner is Daryl's name is in the title, so he gets a ghost that actually talks to him. The woman, the girl is not the same actress, so it's a bit odd. So it's kind of works better her not talking. But that was a nice, weird scene. It was because of the fumes and stuff that they'd seen that. So yeah. Obviously, once the plane has gone off, there was the twist of Carol not coming out of the plane, which led Daryl and Carol together. And off they go. And it looks like, are we going to England? Because a few of our characters that are remaining survivors from Series 2 go to England. And Daryl and Carol are ready to go home to America. But will they end up going to England? We'll have to wait and see for Series 3. Because obviously, there wasn't enough space in the aeroplane for all of them to go all at once. And that led Daryl to stay behind, and also then Carol jumped off to kind of help that and make sure the plane takes off and take out the remaining bad guys, which also left Daryl's, like, I want to say, attractive friend that owns a club, that woman trying to help Daryl out a little bit and get the main bad guys caught by some zombies. It does lead to her downfall as well, so that was sad as well. But yeah, what do I rank this series out of 10? 7 out of 10 for the Book of Carol, Series 2 of Daryl Dixon. Really enjoyed it, really fun, but I just think Series 1 was better. But I am interested where we go next with Series 3. It's interesting because are they going to go home and get stuck in certain scenarios because they are in France and need to get to America? We'll have to wait and see. Or are they going to end up with the UK lot? Who knows? We'll have to wait and find out. But I really enjoyed this. And for me, this is the last Walking Dead. For me, I've now caught up. It's took me a year since January 2024. It's now 2025 when filming this January. So it's took me a whole year to watch the whole of the Walking Dead universe. I can say the main show is perfection. I really enjoyed everything from it. The World Beyond. My reviews should hopefully be up already on that, so I can just say did not like it at all. And I guess spoilers a little bit on my thoughts and opinions for the next series. The ones who lived, I really loved, and a lot of people I know didn't. Dead City, alright. And Daryl Dixon, of course, gets a thumbs up from both series for me. Fear of the Walking Dead is a long review, and I'm going to have to not spoil that for you guys, but my reviews are definitely coming for the Fear of the Walking Dead. 8 seasons, so yeah, we'll have to wait and see for that. I think Dead City and Fear of the Walking Dead are left to come when this video comes out, so yeah. But I've already watched all that, of course, so this is the last Fear of the Walking Dead universe for me. I'm now caught up, so I'm just waiting for new stuff to happen for Dead City Season 2 and Daryl Dixon Series 3, so I have to wait and see whatever we get next. I'm excited, but yeah, check out my other reviews. Of course, we do Doctor Who, Star Wars, Chucky, Marvel, you name it. Really place to be for a geek like me, so join, subscribe, see you guys in a video soon. Have a nice day.